Okay. The good old plug in the cord, or take the cords out, plug them back in again, turn off and on the camera again. We can go here. Hi y'all. Welcome to my good old tavern music afternoon. My name is Braden. Welcome to our live stream card game showcase. And I need to do one or two things really quick, and then we will get into it. Mostly just checking settings. Maybe I'll turn the music down just a little. And get a chance to say hello. Make sure everything's running smooth. We are recording so that we can put together a video later. That'll be fun. But really quick. I look at my phone, I see a bunch of notifications. And none of them are important to what I'm doing right now. I just wanted to post. Clean your lens for clear pictures. Is it dirty? Should I take a picture with my cards? Be like, this is obviously the perfect. We're gonna post that, and then I think we're good to go. Let me pull up also, make sure YouTube's not, everything's coming through fine. Settings. Perfect. Test, audio test, test. Audio test. Maybe still a little loud on the music. Get the part where I do the audio test. That sounds good. Okay. My computer's this way, so I gotta maybe face the camera a little bit. Oh, I want to make a social media post, and then we'll get to it. Da, 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 da. This is how you do this. And it's a story. I'm gonna click this picture. Oh, I need to make sure I'm on the right page. Showcasing the card game I have been making live on YouTube at community at life at community driven .com, youtube.com slash let's make sure I get the link right. youtube.com slash at live on YouTube with video recap of Showcase available next week on my channel. And we're going to cover how dirty my desk is. Charming, perfect, great. Stories on my page and on Community Driven's page. That's what we should do. And then we'll be good to go. There it is. Can't switch accounts, still uploading post. Fine. Okay, now switch accounts. Same exact thing. I wonder if I could have done this to both pages. Okay. You can now share stories. Amazing, good to know. It's amazing. All right. All right. We can now do this. We can now do this. We can now push this, and we can get into the actual potatoes. All right. Howdy, howdy, y'all. All right. So, if it's your first time here, welcome to the Community Driven group channel. Community Driven is a YouTube channel and brand, and eventual business that I created to do more in the positive impact space, bring people together. And for a few years that's been like helping as like a consultant or videographer for different groups, helping put on live stream for organizations, and yeah, creating mixed media, while also, you know, never really making it like full-time. And about a year, closer to probably 2 years now, 1.5 years ago, I was working on reflecting and thinking about scalability and being able to reach more people and do more good in the world, and found that a bottleneck really is learning about how our system works. It took me years to learn how our government systems really worked, some of the political institution, what lobbying was, how you got policy moved forward, um, with actual experience rather than just the about year or so you learn about it in school. And so um, we use some past work experience creating. I had published a book with some friends that was in the educational space, put on different educational camps, and know about this like interesting through line around learning and play, and also working to make the lessons simple so that people from various backgrounds and ages can understand it. But if there's a tool where those in elementary or middle school can pick it up and learn, that's also a model that people of all ages um, have the potential to learn from it as well. If those lessons might apply to people of different ages. And I think we're all kind of, I mean, the political system's large, it's vast. The social systems we've built and how do we make a difference can look very different depending on where you are. And so is also this area that I think it's important to do additional engagement and spreading of knowledge. I have played different card games, board games, and some of them are really cool in how they bring art and these like different worlds together. There's Pokemon, there's Magic the Gathering, and being inspired by that and some of this background experience I've had, decided to start making a card game as a way to create a product that is both helpful as an educational tool and is also something that is able to scale with more than just my time. A lot of like the video contracting works I do are limited in what time and energy I have for those specific things, and would love to grow a team and get better at that. And I actually believe I am doing that. But having a product out there that is created and can help fund its own people working on it and its growth is something that can have and make progress sometimes even when you're asleep. And so, for about the last year, been prototyping, been in the shop, made a card game, made the initial prototype, and started doing playtests with people and getting opinions and feedback. A lot of it positive, some input on gameplay structure and how it can be more streamlined and easier to learn. And we're incorporating those lessons, what we heard from people, and that positive interest to work to grow and make the next version of the game. Which for us, the gameplay changes relatively easy to incorporate into the card design. But we also have this vision of wanting to include artists and more voices and educators into getting to that production ready level. And so today is a showcase of where we are so far, how the game works, and we're going to play through it, the puzzle mode. And from there, we'll talk about goals for the project and where we believe it will go once we work on raising about $4,000 to get the game ready for production and produce over 100 copies of the game. Is about the estimate that we've put together so far. And we have passed 10% of that goal and are inspired to keep the momentum going this time of year. I know nonprofits are out there raising money. I know holiday times. Um, I think also a more budgets are tight type of year, regardless of the quadruple A plus rating our president might give the economy, and still working to get out there, get that support, and make it happen. Um, so yeah, I think ready to jump into showing you more about um, the games itself. I have some open extra tabs. Let me close really quick. And then the ones I need open are here and here. And then over here, we can close this guy. We can bring the tavern music back. I think that's fine. And to make sure I'm still in frame, and there you go. Okay. All right. Howdy, y'all. Let me crop this a little bit more, and then we can zoom in more. Okay. And then a little bit like this, I think. Let's make it the whole screen. Hello, doggy. Hi, Pooch. Hold on one sec, y'all. Some, maybe not construction people, but yard, home, project people showed up next door, so hopefully the dogs chill out. All right. So let's get into showing and sharing some of the cards we have. Projects. Let me pull up the project folder. Amazing. Okay, so I don't know what it is, but that listening to music while playing, I don't know. Maybe I'm just it's hard to focus with the and do work with the fun tavern music behind. Okay. So let's showcase the cards and some of the art that are part of the game as its current version in the prototype. When I was putting this together, it was more about seeing if the card game can bring interest to people, and so having final art and bringing in artists didn't matter as much, and it was more about just getting those initial reactions. And so use a mix of my photography and a mix of AI art to make the prototype. Now, the goal was always to get to a point where I was working with artists and collaborators, and happy to report back that having the prototype and sharing the idea with artists, photographers, has allowed me to additionally get interest and have a number of names of people who are wanting to work together with the set. Let me show you some of the different cards and card types. So we got this one. I'll just pull up a few. So these are 3 of the main card types found in the game. In the game, you there's 2 game modes. There is like a competitive game mode where you are racing to get points, and there's more of a puzzle game mode where you can kind of take more time and think about how you want to go about solving the puzzle, and you can play by yourself or alongside others to complete a set of scenario cards. And so this one, which says supporting the unsupported, is a picture of the Colorado legislature from a day when there was hearings. I believe I was there to testify, and there was a bill being presented. And so there's some different resources that go to being able to complete the scenario card, and when passed, gives you some bonuses as long as victory points. In the puzzle mode, it's about completing a scenario or set of scenarios in using the cards that you have. Some of those cards would be resource cards. These are cards that help you bring leaders onto the board that help you then pass those scenarios. So you play down different resources. This one says new mutual aid connections, and then over time you can play multiple resources and eventually get enough points. Let's minimize some of these cards. This one's called Create Meaningful Art, New Mutual Aid Connections, and you need the purple resource to be able to also get this card. Here's one, Team at Work. This leader, Representative Renna, it takes a little bit more resources to activate, but once you are able to do so, you could activate these cards to bring this leader forward. We'll go over the rules here in a second. Before we get into the art a little bit more, I just wanted to show the spectrum of cards, and this is one of the stronger leaders that you can play, but if we were to switch this one out, for this activist card, we have the 2 heart, the 2 creativity, and the influence to bring this card forward. So, art. Starting with the card design overall, there are some game mechanics on here. and can use this blank space to create filler and flavor text to give insight into these cards. And overall, how do these cards paint a picture of different things coming together to make change happen? One of those things you can channel those resources into is this leader card. Leaders provide you expertise points, which allow you to complete scenarios. Scenarios are what you need to do to complete the puzzle mode, or the person with the most scenarios completed, or the most victory points, can also win competitive matches. There's also action cards. So this one is an example that does already include, let's put this card down here. And we can go bop, bop, bop. Make it a little bit smaller. So the other place resources are useful is by completing action cards. Actions also can help you complete scenarios, build out your team of leaders, and also channel your resources to different effects. This one is, you may put a face down card into your hand and discard one card, and it signifies letting something go so that you can pick something else up. And a face down card represents energy and impact that has not fully been manifested yet, and so you can kind of see how this card can help you depending on what cards you might have face down and how you've used that game mechanic. But then also, this is a card that we did put flavor text into our prototype. And it says, "There is virtue in work and there is virtue in rest. Use both and overlook neither." Alan Cohen. And additionally, with these cards, with the launch of the game and educational materials that would go with it, we could have these card highlight graphics that go into the deeper story and inspiration of these cards. And I kind of already talked about how the guard would work in the game, but the description is photos of trees, mountain, and clouds, and it's just nature can be so helpful for reflection, change, and healing. Creativity and goodwill often play a big part in rest and reflection. The discarding and picking up of a card, an example of letting go of something for slightly new you. And so, we could have these graphics that go over each of the different cards as an educational material alongside the game. Now, you can see this one, Create Meaningful Art, is a photo of a piece of art I did and have back there. Right there. And some of these are everyday things of life, put through like a filter, photos, and some of these have art as well. I would like the inspiration behind the art with the game is to make it collaborative. And so I've been talking to different artists about using art and as well as giving appreciation for their art as part of this card game. And a card like this would also have some additional elements like the artist's name. Anything else? Any questions? This is one of the more inspiring, I think, parts for me, has been talking to other artists and thinking about how we can collaborate, talking about how we can. In our nearly have begun to start having some of those conversations, and ideally in the next couple weeks, we'll have some of the next version. These are still the prototype cards. Our goal is to phase out all of the AI art and phase out my photos for a wider range of artists. And to bring this back to the card game and the fundraising we're doing, we want half of the $4,000 we're raising to be set for artist support and helping license and facilitate art now, and then also have an artist fund where a percent of the game's profits put into a fund that can go to supporting the artists who supported the game. Now, let's transition just a little to the game rules. Getting closer to playing the game. I wish I filled my water bottle up before I did this. One of the differences of like streaming versus normal yaps and chatting with people, you do a lot of more, well, I do a lot more talking than sometimes when I'm in person, because I do more listening. There's like active listening back and forth. Like when you're streaming, I mean, I guess I could, some streams you can do alongside others and there is that back and forth, but when I'm just yapping, it always surprises me. I don't normally talk this much. In my, like, you can feel your throat be like pushed and you can become more thirsty, yada yada. Okay. Rule cards. Rule cards. Rules cards. We're gonna go over now how the game works. Make these all smaller and then spread them out. Okay. Pop, pop. Make them all slightly bigger. Okay. 1, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pop, 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 pop. Slightly larger. Okay. All right. And I don't know if that's actually readable for you, so maybe I need to look at these one at a time, relatively large. So let's start over, I guess. Number 1, this one. Okay. So this is for more of the competitive mode, and we've been tweaking these rules slightly. The 2 game modes, there's a puzzle game mode where there are a set of scenarios that you pull yourself and lay down, or given by our website, we can put out weekly puzzle challenges that even if you don't have those exact scenario cards, you can look at them and try to do the puzzle challenge with the cards you yourself own. And I haven't showcased these yet, but here are some of the prototype that we built out. We built out multiple decks, got them printed, cut. They say the People's Champion on the back. I guess that's backwards for you, but and then have the different card images, text, elements on the front. And you get enough cards where you can make a deck. You can shuffle it up. And once you've done that, you're ready to play. And you can play the puzzle mode or you can play the competitive mode with the deck you made with your favorite resources, actions, leaders, and scenario cards in it. So that is the deck rules. Perfect, we'll put it at the bottom. Now, once you've kind of determined your rule set, there are 2 ways to play this game, but the main thing to remind yourself, because some of these rules have changed, but I didn't, well, eventually end up happening, there'll be a rule set for the puzzle game mode and a rule set for competitive game mode. These rules were written before we had made those 2 different game modes, so it's kind of like a combination of both. But kind of goes over the resources, the different symbols mean, and the resources are creativity, capital, goodwill, and influence. And these signify the different things you need together to bring positive change. And this is when you get those cards and it's your turn. You can place some of your cards down. And I guess you can't see me put this down, but you put them down, and then when you're ready to, you can activate them. And you'll turn it to the side, and that means you activate it, and you try to turn resources into leaders and actions, and you turn your leaders and actions by activating them and playing them into completing scenario cards, in which you will pick up the scenario card and you'll put it in a pile near your deck. Some of the puzzle game modes, you have to complete multiple scenarios, and in competitive mode, you're either racing to a number of victory points or an amount of scenarios completed. Some extra information about how the resources look and the expertise of the game, that you turn resources into leaders who have expertise, which you then use to complete scenarios. And then winning the game is you complete the puzzle, or you I already said this part out loud, but you get more victory points than your opponent or opponents if you're playing against multiple people. Amazing. Now let's actually play the game. It's not a showcase unless we actually play it, right? So I have these cards, and I believe I can go back, pull up all the cards, and we will pick yeah, hold on one sec. All right, let's play a version of this game of the puzzle mode. So we're gonna play the puzzle mode, and to do that, we have to pick out the scenarios for our puzzle. Now the goal with the launch of the game is we can put these different puzzle scenarios on our website, along with information about how these scenarios might play out to the area around you, and how you can get more involved with learning about that area. So if I do a quick scan on some of these that say scenario, there's this one that says city and housing mapping. And we can do a quick one scenario puzzle game mode. So this is our goal. If we wanted to make a harder challenge, we can pull multiple scenarios, put them all out there together. But let's just start with a clean one scenario game. Now, I have my cards. I'm going to shuffle my Dexies. We go, these are the cards. When the card game is available, you'll get these. Each deck, well, the first initial production will be similar, but as the game grows, there'll be different combinations of the cards that you can create and that are available. And we're going to just do a little shuffle, shuffle. Shuffle, shuffle. This is... and I, for this puzzle game mode, will draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And because I'm playing the puzzle game mode, any scenarios I draw, I will discard and just draw another card. Which is another scenario, which I discard and I draw another card. And I have my initial 5 cards. Now with the puzzle game mode, it is you versus a scenario. And so turns work in a way where you draw 5 cards, you slowly play them. If you were 2 people playing together puzzle mode, you go back and forth playing your cards. So like, let me show you what cards I drew. I drew that one. I drew that one twice. I drew this guy. I drew the one that has a whiteboard. And then I also drew the email one. All right. Now, to make them smaller. All right, so I have my first 5 cards for the puzzle game mode. The goal is to, once I play my 5 cards down, they will enter the board. I will determine on if I can complete the scenario or not. And if not, I will draw 5 more cards, and any cards that were activated get reactivated. So they go from deactivated to back to normal when I draw cards. Or when I draw 5 cards, I guess I should say. And so, if this 5 are my hand, I could slowly play. Well, I need my leader card to get me closer to completing the scenario. So I would put down my resources one at a time. I should line doggies. Something like that. Oh. This is the game board. And this down here is on my hand. Okay. And so, let me just start that part over. So that now that I've drawn my 5 cards, I slowly get to play them and try to play them in a way that gets me closer to completing the scenario. And so, I'm gonna put down my resource cards. They're free to play, and they help you build up what you need for actions or a leader. And I have 3 creativity, 1 influence, and 2 goodwill, which actually I think is exactly what I need. 2 creativity, it's a little bit more than what I need, 2 goodwill, and 1 to play this guy. And so I can activate these slowly. If you take any cards on the game board that you turn to the right, you can activate their effect. And by activating these 3 cards, I can bring this leader onto the game board, making myself 1 step closer to completing this scenario card. Now, if I had a little bit more resources, I could also play this card called Email Your Story, which is an action that allows me to decrease or increase a scenario cost by 1. And so this scenario, one of these 3s, I can bring down to a 2. I no longer have enough resources because they are turned to the right, that I must now play this card. I either must discard this card or place it face down. And so, I don't actually think I'm ready. Where is the face down card? Y'all gonna see my upload history. I believe I'm getting closer. There you go. Folders, no, projects, folders, presentation, grassroots cards. Okay. I'm gonna make it so that these are on top of each other. Right. And so, I don't have enough resources to play that last card that was in my hand. So I'm gonna play it face down because potentially in future turns, I can use that card. Now that I'm out of my cards in my hand, I am going to draw another 5 cards and reactivate the cards I have. So when I go this next round of the puzzle mode, I'm in round 2. These become activated again. I never used this card for its abilities or this face down card, so they just stay upward facing. And I draw 5 more cards to go into my hand. Perfect. Now, using these, I have some different cards. Let me show you by pushing these buttons. This one's a resource, that one. This one is this one again. This one is and then we got this one again, the whiteboard, which knows it wants to be small. Perfect. And so we're on round 2, and we're partway through getting what we need to finish this puzzle. Oh yeah, that one is way too big. Let's go here. So this one is a new resource. It's called Feed the Block. It gives you goodwill and influence. This is a new card that says letter writing campaign. It allows you to get influence or creativity and goodwill. This is a resource, spread knowledge, which we've used before. This is a news animated person called Hank, who is a leader and potentially gets us closer to our scenario, and then another resource. So we need 3 goodwill and 3 influence to play this leader. We can get there by playing this card and this card, and then activating these guys. Bop it. This guy. Because we need 3 of anything, 3 of heart. So we have 1 heart. These 2, if we turn them sideways, gives us, and we can put this guy down, gives us more heart. And using all these different resources, we're able to bring this leader forward. Now we have 2 leaders, but we're still slightly away from having the right expertise to pass this card. Where this game becomes like a puzzle was I had to decide where to spend my resource points. I used it for this stronger leader card who takes more resources, but technically I misplayed a little bit because this is a card that cost 4 resources, but in its ability creates you either 5 or 6. So the strategic, the thinking through your turns, you might be able to play your cards in different ways as the game progresses. And so in this case, what I really get is 1 more face down card because I did not play this card the right way. My turn will be over. I can't complete the scenario. I go to round 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get this turn. I also reactivate my different cards. Bop it. Bop it. Hand should be smaller than the game board because I only have 5 cards in it at a time. And then these cards also reactivate. Amazing. And I have this guy. More activists, but they cost a lot. It's 13 different resources. We are adjusting these a little bit. When we did the play test, we found out we didn't need to have these numbers this high. That we could bring some of these numbers down and make the game a little bit more mathy, or a little bit less mathy. We have this one again. We have another Kent, and then we have this leader. And so, and 1 more card we had was this one. And so, we're going to put this into our hand to finish out. We're now on round 3. We have not completed this scenario, but our goal, 1, 2, oh, is this one? Is to complete it as quickly as possible in the least amount of rounds and cards placed as possible. And so we have 4 justice expertise, 2 earth, which aren't helpful for this one, but we do have 2 people power, and 1 profit power. So we're really just a people power off from completing this scenario. That said, we have enough resources, we need 3 creativity, 4 goodwill, and 1 influence to bring this leader. We'd have to activate these 3. We would need to activate this one. And we have enough to complete this leader. Now with this leader, we can activate all 3 of these to complete this scenario. Also, just to show you, KCU, that there's different ways to play and beat this game. We completed this on round 3. You could potentially complete this scenario card on round 2, and so you could shuffle your deck back together, draw some more cards, and play through the scenario again, looking at a different path. This is a path that, when you look at this game from a thematic standpoint, I touched one of these cards. What we ended up doing was bringing together food, knowledge, and teamwork to bring forward an activist, a movement builder, and an online news person to go through this scenario of city and housing mapping. Potentially, another path to get there was this card. You may put a face down card into your hand and discard 1 card. If we had gotten this card last turn, we could have played it, brought back our card about emailing our story, which I now need to bring into the topmost later. I said to front. I guess I needed to go here. There you go. We could have brought back this action card that was face down. We could have discarded a card and decrease or increase the scenario cost by 1. So we could have brought this down so that it was only 3, goes from 3 to 2 people expertise, which we did have. And so you can kind of see how there's different paths to the puzzle game mode. Additionally, you can play with others, so there are different decks and cards you can bring together. And so if you're playing the puzzle game with others, you can put more scenario cards out there and work together to complete the challenge. Additionally, there's going to be a competitive game mode where you put the scenario cards in your deck and you may play them on the board. And the goal there is about certain scenarios are worth victory points and getting the most victory points. Also, you can start to see how someone can learn about getting something done. Now, this scenario is about city and housing mapping, but there could be scenarios about mutual aid, of creating a labor group. There could be scenarios around reforestation and natural resources. And so it allows us to put out different topics that people can explore using the different leaders, actions, and resource cards they have. And let's get this so it's a little bit easier to see. And by looking at some of the cards we brought together to complete this challenge, it gives you a vision of how you make those changes happen in real life. Now, we want to create an educational game book to go with the card game and go into further detail about who these different leader archetypes are and the different skills and places they might go to develop that archetype or learn more about it. Additionally, some of these activities, there was the card about emailing your story. Signifies emailing your story to a government official or decision maker. And we can showcase different tools and templates that people can do. All these cards are pulled from experience working on public change, um, online content creators, on the ground activists, teams of people working together, uh, working to make sure people on those teams are fed, um, and then also just spreading knowledge. These are all things that would help you develop a city and housing mapping strategy. Um, yeah, so what do you think? Uh, I hope I did a good job of explaining the rules. Um, this prototype was made and these rule cards were made back when we only had one game mode. And what we've done since is um, made a simpler and more straightforward puzzle game mode to make it easier to understand. And then for those who have that more competitive side, who want a dynamic challenge, there are then game modes that are have you either playing alongside or against others. Amazing. One of the goals will be to have these different scenarios available on the website. So even if you don't have all of these in the cards that you receive, there will be more ways to play the puzzle game mode. What else? And over time, as your collection of cards grows, you can play more with others, and you can play with how your deck is constructed in a way that is uniquely yours, offering lots of flexibility. If you want to have a deck that's more activist, there's a path for that. If you want to have a deck that is more union leaders, there'll be a path for that. And if you want to be a money mogul, it might not be the best way to complete all scenarios, but you know, our goal is to showcase how the world works. And so there's technically a path for that. I just wanted to look at any other last things I wanted to touch on. Oh, one of the most, I think the whole project's exciting, but this is one of my favorite parts as well. So, let me switch to big cam. For those that might not know, the card game industry, relatively large, I believe it's still growing, touches many different mediums from Pokemon to Lord of the Rings to sports. Sports cards collecting is a thing. They all come in plastic packaging. These are like foil packs that you rip open, you toss. They're at one point tried a less plastic route, but then fell back. But as someone putting out a new product into the world, I like to rethink how we can produce less waste. And so, for the prototype, we had these upcycled, one of a kind bags made. This one's gotten some use. They have a drawstring, can have labels put on them. I've also talked to someone about a cardboard box that is custom made and able to also reduce plastic waste. But I love the idea of these one-of-a-kind upcycled bags that your cards arrive in, and you can see them, check them out for the first time, have this opening, and then also you may reuse the bag. So if you have a favorite deck or group of cards you want to bring to a board game night, you can just put them in your deck bag. And additionally, these deck bags can be used for jewelry, They can be used for holding the everyday items, organizing the cards you have. And there's a goal with our game that we believe we can get with enough orders a streamlined process for individual upcycled bags that not only help us reduce plastic, but also help us pay everyday the word that came to mind is seamstresses, but textile workers. It's more less gendered, I guess, language. Textile workers, textile upcyclers to make individual bags to go with people's cards, along with looking at a cardboard option. I think that's the last thing I have to share on the card game. Unless people have additional questions. I think I'm on schedule. I think I said to 2:30/3. I don't remember what I posted. Community driven. Where is my page? I said I'd go to 3:30. I said I would go to 3:30. I don't know if I have anything else to showcase. We can maybe do some more Spanish lessons. I will be getting myself another beverage and going to the restroom. So, we're gonna bring this guy back. I mostly concluded with my stream for today. I thought it would take longer, but we did the showcase in about an hour, about less than an hour. I'll have to edit that, so it's like 6 minutes, maybe longer than that, maybe like 10 minutes. But I'll have that up on YouTube next week. And yeah, that went a bit quicker. I could have played another. I can play another puzzle game mode with a different scenario, but I did the things I wanted to do. All right, let me run to the restroom. Let me get myself a beverage. Be right back. Hello. Pump, pump one time. Cool beans. Let's do another Spanish lesson and we'll call it. Have some other things on my mind. Working on posting today, as well as a meeting this evening. So, not in a rush, but let's bring up our Spanish vocab document. And let me put this here. And we go here. And we go here. Amazing. Now, this week we went through and we started listening to music, Bad Bunny, and writing down words that we want to learn so that we can better understand his music, but also I'm working to create a fun process for learning Spanish and practicing. We did that twice, as well as going over my own kind of what I knew beforehand, some of my goals for this, and I think we're going to learn one more song, and then we're going to... I won't start making flashcards yet, but starting next week, I'm going to have flashcards that help me test and learn these, rather than just having them in a big spreadsheet. And I'll also start to rate, I think, some of these. English to Spanish, or I guess Spanish to English. Let's do that. And let's pick one more Bad Bunny song. Maybe this one will have a slightly different theme album. Bad Bunny artist. Chayo's recent album. Singles. What about top single? This one's called El Club. Do I know this one? That was interesting. If I go El Club, Bad Bunny, Spanish to English. Un blunt. You all can see what I can see. Correct? Correct. Let's give it a listen. We're going to start with theme / vibe check of song. And then we're going to go back through. And we're going to take words and phrases that we want to learn. And we're going to put them in our document. So let me just check volume levels. Pop, pop.
Yeah, 2 de la mañana en el club, todo el mundo pasando la cabrón, la mujer encima.
Okay. Yeah, 2 in the morning at the club. Everyone having a great time. Woman on top of me. The hookah, the pills, and a blunt.
La hookah, la pastilla y un blunt. La que yo quiera dice que sí. Bien loco cantando la canción. Después de aquí nos vamos pa'.
Whoever I want says yes. Crazy as hell singing La Canción. After here, we go.
¿Qué estará haciendo mi ex? Que hace tiempo por ahí no se ve.
What is my ex doing? It's been a while since you've seen it around here. Could it be that he's already gotten over me and is doing well? While I drunk think. Choose my words carefully. This is the 3rd song in a row that I've picked where he'd be talking about his ex and turning up. I want, and I'm excited to get to the songs about big booties shaking. Anyway, here we go. What is my ex doing? It's been a while since you've seen it around here. Could it be that he's already gotten over me and is doing well? Okay. What the hell is he doing? Is she hanging out? Is she sleeping? Is she smoking? Is she drinking? He has many feelings about what she's doing. Is she still single or is she dating with someone who is not me? I am not me. Mommy, that's not me. That's not me. No soy yo. I bet I forgot you and I lost 500. Once again, my feelings got the better of me. The boys think I'm happy. But no, I'm dead inside. The club is full and empty at the same time. Because my baby is not here. I take back me getting upset that I've only been listening to your heartbreak songs. I like that line. The club is full and empty at the same time. La disco está llena y la vez vacía. Y la space vacía. Because my baby's not here, with which I always laughed, with which it always came, the one I spoke to every day. No, eh. And now I don't know anything, and now I don't know anything, hey. It's been a while since you have seen it around here. I like this. Change up. Switch up. There's already been 2 switch ups. 2019, the blink of an eye. Now we are here. Last time, 2020, last time I was happy. 2022, last time I saw you. Life did not fulfill anything I asked for. I'm sorry, bud. I don't know what happened. I prayed to God, but he also ghosted me. The future hit me, and in the past it left me. Happiness has gone away. And I wonder what you are doing. If you are thinking of me, or if you're seeing the moon with another person connecting. And if you're talking about me. Oh, I hope at least I'm a good memory. I'm a good memory. Okay. Alright, let's do it. Let's go here. And then we'll go here. Let's pull some songs. La canción. Okay. Yeah, 2 in the morning at the club.
Yeah. 2 de la mañana en el club.
Toto de la mañana. De la mañana. I know that one. Let's get the right punctuation in there. De la mañana. In the morning. Double check. Yeah. Okay. In the morning. In the morning / AM. Everyone having a great time. Todo mundo pasándola cabrón. It's not need that. Everyone's having a great day. Todo. What is this? Having a great day. What is this cabrón? Bastard. Everyone having a great. How does bastard play in this? Cabrón? Asshole? What? What if I just have this? Todo mundo. Todo. Mundo. 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 World. Everyone having a good time. Todo mundo pasándola. What's pasándola? Pasándola. Passing it. Bastard. What? Everyone having. Okay, we're gonna skip this sentence because I don't quite understand how these different words make up the sentence. I'm gonna put it down just because I have no freaking clue how this works, and I would like to ask someone and or get clarification. Okay. Las mujeres encima de mí. Encima. Encima. On. Encima. If I switch this, and if I put on, en. It's like literal on, right? Encima. Encima, okay. De mí. La hookah, la pastillas y un blunt. Nice to know blunts the same. Las pastillas. The pills. La hookah, la pastillas y un blunt.
Todo el mundo pasándola cabrón. La mujer encima de mí. La hookah, la pastilla y un blunt. La que yo quiera dice que sí. Bien loco cantando la canción.
Crazy as hell singing La Canción. After here we go.
Aquí no nos vamos pa'. ¿Qué estás
Song change.
haciendo, mía?
What is my ex doing? What if I just learn que estar? Haciendo. What will he be doing? Hacienda. What will she be doing? Is that how I? Yeah. Que estará. What will it be? Que estará. What's it all again? I just did this. What will he be doing? Haciendo. Doing. Let's do this. Haciendo is slash a is doing. And then we've got the whole sentence. What about just que estará? What will it be? Que estará? I wonder what esterar what the base verb there is. Que hace tiempo por ahí no se ve. Time. Where has the time gone? Ahí since por ahí no se ve. Ahí no se ve. You can't see it there since you can see it there. Okay. Onward. Could it be that he's already gone over me and is doing well? Could it be that he's already got it over me? I don't know if I need to learn how to say that. While I drunk, borracho. While I drunk, think. What is mientras? While. Que yo, borracho. While I drunk, think. Pienso, must be think. Pienso. I think. Pensar. 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 Think. Pensar. Pensar. To think. Pienso. To think slash I think. One of those that changes a little bit more. Could be that he's already gotten over me. Could be that he's already gotten over me while I drunk think. What the hell is he doing? Que diablo estar? Borracho pienso que estará haciendo mi ex, que hace tiempo por ahí no se ve. ¿Será que ya me superó y le va bien? Mientras que yo, borracho pienso. Well, I drunk think. ¿Qué diablo estará haciendo? Estará jangueando, estará durmiendo, estará... What the hell? Then he jumps into missing her a lot. With someone who is not me, I am not me. Mommy, that's not me, that's not me. Mami. Ese no soy yo. No soy yo. Once again, my feelings got the better of me. The boys think I'm happy. Otra vez? Once again, I think, maybe? Again? Otra vez? Again? Me ganaron los sentimientos. Sentimental feelings. Me ganaron. They beat me. Got the better of me because they beat me. My feelings, they beat me. Me ganaron. If I just do ganaro, win, ganar, ganar. Ganar, win, earn, gain. Ganar, win, slash earn, slash gain. And if I go ganaro, ganaro is they won. Interesting. I'm gonna put it in there so I can do a question later on why. Oh, and at the end means what it does. Ganaro is they won. Asterisk. And then this one also questions about. Okay. With someone who is not me, I am not me, or not me. I bet I forgot you when I lost 500. Once again, my feelings got the better of me. The boys think I'm happy. Yo estoy contento. Think I'm happy, maybe? Or am happy? I am happy. Which means piensan. Piensan que is to think, maybe? To think that? They think that? Piensan que? Piensar. Is that the to think one? Did I do that one already? To think, yes. This is piensan. They think. Las muchachos. The boys. Las muchachos. The boys. I want to put that in there. The boys. Yo estoy contento. I am happy. Yo estoy contento. I am happy. But no, I am dead inside. Pero no. Por dentro. Inside. Por dentro. Inside. Por dentro. Inside. Este muerto. Just death. Or conjugate of it, maybe? Dead. Muerto. Muerto. Dead. Yeah. La disco. La disco. The club. Love that one. The club. Está llena y las ves vacía. It is both full and empty. It is both full and empty, which is a sick line. Because my baby's not here, with which I always laugh. ¿Por qué no está la niña mía? No está la niña mía. La niña. La niña. My baby. As told by Bad Bunny. Ria. With which I always laughed. Que la veo siempre me venía. Which I might have venía. Permission / salute. Came. He uses that one in an interesting way. Okay. Vanilla. Permission. Vanilla. Vienna. Slang. Vanilla. Slang. Vienna's typically modern slang, but a formal word meaning permission, consent, pardon, or favor. Often used in consulvenia, with your permission, or for military salutes. Favor, grace, or permission. Not sure why. With which I always came. Con la que yo siempre. With which I always. Permission. I don't know, man. Con lo que yo hablaba todos los días. The one I spoke to every day. And now I don't know anything, and now I don't know anything. Hey, what is my ex doing? It's been a while since you've seen it around here. Kai has the tempia. Could it be that he's already gotten over me and is doing well while I drunk? Think. Mientras que yo borracho pienso. Mientras que yo borracho pienso. A blink of the eye, and now we are here. The last time I was happy. The last time. La última vez. La última vez. The last time. Que yo te vi. La vida no me cumplió. Nada que le pede. Life did not fulfill anything I that's so sad. I don't know what happened. I prayed to God. Yo pedí a las Dios. Dios míos. Oh my. But he also ghosted me. I don't know what happened. I prayed to God, but he also ghosted me. Moco pero él también me ghosteo. Me ghosteo. He ghosted me. Me ghosteo. He ghosted me. If I swip it and I say she, and if I go he, okay, we're learning. It's funny. I mean, that's what ghosting is, I guess. The future hit me. In the past, it left me. Happiness has goes away. El futuro me golpea. He hit. The future hit me. Golpeo. La felicidad se alejó. Y me pregunta qué estás haciendo. Pregunta. And I question what. ¿Qué estás haciendo? Estás. What will it be? ¿Qué estás? Um. What will you be doing? ¿Qué estarás haciendo? That's pretty helpful. I don't know if that's correct, but ¿qué estarás haciendo? Which is, what will you be doing? Si en me, if you are thinking of me, si en me estás pensando, o si la luna estás viendo. La luna, the moon, la luna, the moon, I need that one. Or if you are seeing the moon, estás. You are watching. You are, yeah, estás. Estás viendo. Si la luna estás viendo. Are watching. It swaps it here, but o si la luna estás viendo. Estás. But this one I think can be la luna. No? La luna. You are seeing the moon. La luna. You are looking at the moon. Same thing. I guess it could have happened either way. What do I know? When another person connecting, conectado. Well, let's go this one. Está viendo. You are watching. Right? You are watching. What about this one? I like conectado. With another person connecting. Conectando. Connecting. Why y si de me la estás hablando? And if you're talking about me, I hope I'm at least a good memory. I'm a good memory. Bien recuerdo. Good memory. Bien. Good memory. Bien recuerdo. Espero ayunk. I hope, maybe? I hope. Espero. Ayunque, although. What? I hope so. I hope at least I am a BA, yeah. Hold on. Okay, I'm almost done. I hope so, though. To wait. To wait. Although. What does this together mean, hope? Because la esperanza is the word for to hope, and this is a conjugate to hope that it had just told me it was to wait. I mean, Hope's kind of like waiting, but let's put you here. Esperanza. Hope, expectation, promise, prospect, confidence, anticipation. Hope. Alright. If I get one more word, I have 100 new words or phrases learned from Bad Bunny. One. It's whatever. It's whatever. Okay. One more Bad Bunny song. Bad Bunny, comma, El Club. We will get through the heartbreak Bad Bunny phase with time. It is assuredly something. I will, this weekend, go through here, mark down words I want to learn, and put them into a flashcard type structure, which we can then test ourselves on next week and moving forward. And then next week, I think I need to spend more time on conjugations and sentence structure. And we'll progress from there. I will be a Bad Bunny pro in no time. All right. Oh, I don't need that. I did what I came here to do today. Peace is out. Thanks for watching and tuning in. Have a great, fantastic week/weekend. Bye, y'all.